Today, I am taking every single Mario game and putting them head to head to decide what is the best Mario game of all time. Well, right off the bat, we got a really tough one, the original Super Mario Bros. And Super Paper Mario. Now, these are both 2D platformers in a sense, even though Super Paper Mario has a bit of 3D movement. But what really matters between these two games is which do you prefer? Because to be honest, this list in general, this whole tournament, we could be very objective about it. We also have to look at the impact of these games and how they make people feel when they play them. And now it's kind of difficult with this one because Super Mario Bros. Is one of the most impactful games of all time. The gaming industry wouldn't be where it is today without it. And Super Paper Mario, while not being as revolutionary, is a great game in its own right. Now the hard part comes in when we're trying to figure out which is better. Now for me, which do I have the most fun playing? It's Super Paper Mario. I personally think it has one of the best stories in any Mario game, if not the best, and the gameplay is a lot of that 2D platforming we get in these older games, but kind of advanced. And while I'm not saying that the original Super Mario Bros. Is bad or anything, it is certainly one-dimensional in a sense, but I do really appreciate what the original did for the gaming industry in general. But for my list, I have to move Super Paper Mario on. It's just too good of a game, and it's unfortunate Super Mario Bros. Has to go out this early, but alright, next we have Mario Sports Mix and Luigi's Mansion 3. Now Mario Sports Mix is one of those games where if you haven't played it, you probably don't think much of it at all and you haven't seen it much. But it's also one of those games where if you've played it, you know how good it is. Basically, it's just like any other Mario sports game except there's basketball, hockey, volleyball, and dodgeball all combined into one game. It's personally one of my favorite Mario sports games. Now Luigi's Mansion 3. This is one of the best looking Switch games on the console, period. It is absolutely phenomenal with its presentation. As for the gameplay, it's pretty good. I haven't fully played this game, I'm gonna be honest, but I don't know. This game, it didn't hook me as much as the other Luigi's Mansions did. Now, if I'm putting it head to head with Mario Sports Mix, personally, I take Mario Sports Mix over this game because I played Mario Sports Mix more, honestly. But any Luigi's Mansion 3 fans, feel free to comment down below and get mad at me, because, yeah. Alright, well, I don't think we need to spend too much time on this. This is Mario Kart Wii versus Super Mario Bros. 2. Now, I know there are a lot of Super Mario Bros. 2 fans out there. I'm not going to deny that. Mario Kart Wii is one of those games where everyone had it. You know, your cousin, your grandma, like everybody had Mario Kart Wii, and it was the go-to game to play with friends, aside from Mario Party. So, for me, I'm taking Mario Kart Wii. Okay, now this is actually one of the harder matchups in this tournament so far. This is the original Paper Mario versus Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon or Luigi's Mansion 2, whichever you prefer. Personally, I have a deep connection with both of these games. Paper Mario is one of my favorite franchises of all time, period. However, Luigi's Mansion is one of my favorite franchises as well. Specifically, Dark Moon, at first I wasn't a huge fan, but then I played through the game and yeah, it really caught on for me. I like Dark Moon a whole lot more than a lot of people do, and it's hard for me to say which I prefer. If we look at Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, there's a lot of things including the story and the multiplayer that make it a very wholesome experience. But then again, Paper Mario is a great game in general. You know, the music, the gameplay, the story, the dialogue, it's all great. Which do I prefer though? Okay, look, I'm gonna put Paper Mario forward, but it is very, very close. And I also know that there's Luigi's Mansion coming up too, a little later, and that, in my opinion, is better than Dark Moon. So I'm gonna move ahead Paper Mario anyway. Ooh, okay, this is an interesting matchup. Now this is Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story versus Super Mario 64 DS. Now anyone growing up during this DS era would know how good both of these games are, at least nostalgia-wise. But what I really want to look at is Super Mario 64 DS even the most optimal way to play Super Mario 64? If it's not, I don't even want to move it ahead in the tournament, because it's just going to lose to the original. But even if I was putting these two games head to head like we're doing here, I think I'd still take Bowser's Inside Story. Bowser's Inside Story has one of the most interesting gimmicks I've ever seen in a Mario game, where you control Bowser and Mario and Luigi. I haven't seen that done anywhere before this time in this game, and you know, the gameplay is fun, the music is amazing, and the original and the remakes, they're both good, but overall, Bowser's Inside Story takes the cake for me. Okay, this is actually harder than it looks. At first glance, you'd immediately take New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but hold on. Mario Super Sluggers might be one of the most underrated sports games, period. The amount of hours I spent playing this game is ridiculous. And let me tell you, this is not the longest game, that's for sure. It's very short. In fact, I used to speedrun beating this game in my free time. It's really good. It's really, really good. As for New Super Mario Bros., well, it's about the same game as you'll get in any entry of the franchise. New Super Mario Bros. Wii is really cool because it was obviously like New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, but on the Wii. And they added a bunch of new power-ups. But when we actually look at the game, is it that much different from the other New Super Mario Bros? I feel that's actually a thing that's gonna kind of plague the list a bit in this tournament. A lot of the New Super Mario Bros. Are just gonna be meh games because standalone they're not great. They were put on consoles to kind of fill that role of 2D Mario. They didn't bring that much new to the table, except for Mario Wonder, which I'm not actually sure is on this list, but if it is, we'll get to that. If not, then, well, it would have been high up on the list. I'm taking Mario Sluggers. Okay, now we have Super Mario 3D Land versus Mario Kart 64. Now, I know for a lot of people, they're gonna want to take Mario Kart 64, and I get it. It's a good game. It's not a great game, but it's certainly good. And there's a huge community of speedrunners, for example, who still play this game a ton. I really like watching those speedruns, for example, but playing the game myself, not so much. Now, when it comes to 3D Land, this is perhaps the most underrated Mario game on the list. This game gets slandered and overshadowed so hard by 3D World. And it's funny because some people will tell you 3D Land is a better game. Now, I grew up with 3D Land, and you know, maybe it's nostalgia talking, but I absolutely love this game. It has amazing music bringing jazz into Mario, and the level design is very akin to Super Mario Galaxy, which is also one of my favorite games. So for that reason, I'm taking 3D Land. Now, Mario Tennis Aces versus Color Splash, two very underwhelming games. To be honest, take your pick. Mario Tennis Aces, hard to mess up. It's a Mario Tennis game. Color Splash, well, let's just say it was very, very easy for them to mess this up, I guess. I'm taking Mario Tennis Aces. Okay, Mario Party 4 versus Mario Party 8. In my opinion, Mario Party 8 is way overhated for how good I think it is. I think the concepts of the game are really fun. I think the mini games are really fun. Now, Mario Party 4 feels like one of those games that are kind of forgotten. I don't really see many people talk about Mario Party 4. I see a lot more people talking about like 5 and 6, but 4 not so much. I feel like Mario Party 1 and 2 are really popular, but then once you get to 3 and 4, kind of obscure in my opinion from what I've seen. So I'm personally going to take Mario Party 8 over this. Alright, Sticker Star versus original Mario Bros. Not Super Mario Bros, original Mario Bros. Okay, let's be real. Sticker Star is the better game. I don't want to move Sticker Star on, but it's somehow going to keep going out of the first round, even though I don't like this game. It's not horrible, but I don't like the game. And unfortunately, it's much better than the original Mario Bros, so... Okay, this is an interesting one. Super Mario Maker 2 versus Mario Kart DS. This is actually a little bit hard for me. Mario Maker 2 has some of the most creative level design I've ever seen in any game. Because when you can create your own worlds, the game is kind of endless, you know what I mean? But the problem is Mario Kart DS is just that good. I don't know if I can say it's better than Mario Maker 2, but it's really tough to say. Mario Kart DS is one of the best Mario Karts out there, but it's not the best. Mario Maker 2 is kind of one of a kind with the stuff it does. So for that reason, I gotta move on. Mario Maker 2. Okay, now Mario Party 7 and Yoshi's Island are next. So Yoshi's Island is one of the most interesting games in the Mario series for me. I haven't played that much of it, but the little I have, it was pretty good. It's not a game I return to much, but it is fun. Now I think of its genre, that kind of Yoshi game, there are much better at this point. But Mario Party 7 is actually pretty standalone in what I've played of it. It's one of those games that you come back to every now and then. It might not be the best Mario Party, but it is certainly quite fun to play. I'm actually going to move on Mario Party 7. As for which game is better, I mean, they're really completely different games. You can take your pick. Personally, I'll take Mario Party 7. I think it's just more fun. Oof, okay. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because, again, it's a New Super Mario Bros. Game. But New Super Mario Bros. 2 is a pretty great game, actually. I think it's one of the better titles of the New Super Mario Bros. Series. But the problem is it's going against arguably the best 2D Mario of all time, if we don't include Wonder. Yeah, we'll talk about Mario World a little later. Again, this is pretty easy for me. When you get to these 3D Mario games, this is where it's like kind of no-brainers when you're taking them, especially against the 2D games in a lot of these situations here. New Super Mario Bros. U, it's okay. It's about what you would expect from a New Super Mario Bros. Game. It did add a little bit. I will say the additions of Super Luigi Bros. Is actually really fun. It's okay. I'm not going to move it ahead of Super Mario Sunshine, though. Okay, again, this is a really easy one. When you get these 3D Mario games, kind of a no-brainer. Mario Odyssey versus Origami King. Look, Paper Mario Origami King is not a bad game by any measure, but Mario Odyssey is Mario Odyssey, and it's unfortunate Origami King has to go out so early, but Odyssey is better. Okay, now this is a pretty easy choice for me. So earlier when I was talking about Dark Moon, I mentioned how Luigi's Mansion is my favorite Luigi's Mansion, and yes, I do stand by that. This is certainly my favorite game in the trilogy. And this Mario Party 6 game, some people like it, some people definitely do like it. Barely played it, to be honest with you, though. Luigi's Mansion, it's so replayable, the gameplay is fun, and yeah, I'm taking it. Alright, so for the second round of this first half of the bracket, we have Super Paper Mario and Mario Sports Mix. This is actually a really easy choice for me. I'm taking Super Paper Mario. Alright, now we have Mario Kart Wii versus Paper Mario. Now this is kind of hard because I really like both of these games. If you ask me though, I think Paper Mario might just edge it out here because, I don't know, I just like the game too much. Bowser's Inside Story versus Mario Sluggers. Again, these are both good games. I spent a lot of time on both of these. But Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story is just too good. It's just too good. Super Mario 3D Land versus Mario Tennis Aces. It's too easy. 3D Land. Mario Party 8 versus Sticker Star. Alright, so guys, I think I have to move on Sticker Star again. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how Sticker Star is gonna make it past the second round, but I think as a game, Sticker Star is better than Mario Party 8. Oh my. Mario Maker 2 versus Mario Party 7. I'm actually pretty clear about my decision here. I'm taking Mario Maker 2. Okay, finally, an actual hard matchup. I really like both of these games. Over the years, though, one game has aged a lot better than the other, in my opinion, and that is Mario World. Super Mario World is probably my favorite 2D Mario game, if Wonder isn't, and Super Mario Sunshine it just doesn't get better with time. It's one of those games that whenever you play it, you can get reminded of the flaws in any circumstance. There's so many problems with this game, and while it is really fun and the atmosphere is amazing, I feel like Super Mario World is just such a polished game that ages amazingly, and I love it too much. Oh, this hurts. So unfortunately, as great as Luigi's Mansion is, it's just not Mario Odyssey. And I feel like this might be a trend in this video with these 3D Mario games, but hey, Super Mario World beat out Sunshine already, so I guess anything could happen. But for this case, Odyssey moves on. Alright, now we have Super Paper Mario versus Original Paper Mario. Whew. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Honestly, this is really hard to say. Super Paper Mario basically is a completely different game than the first two Paper Marios, but that doesn't mean that it's not good. It's actually very good at what it does. Paper Mario is kind of that classic RPG experience, and a lot of people prefer that over Super Paper Mario's platforming style. Honestly, flip a coin and I'll take any one of these games over each other, but in the current moment, my heart tells me Super Paper Mario is a better game. Okay, now this one, kinda hard. Bowser's Inside Story versus 3D Land. Well, you have to look at it from a perspective which is more fun to play on average. Bowser's Inside Story is one of those games where you can play once and you don't really have to play it again. The replayability isn't really that great. It's kind of just like any other RPG game where you just play it once. I think Bowser's Inside Story is great, but when I compare it to 3D Land and the amount of value I got from that game, and what 3D Land did for the series, I have to say 3D Land is just better. And I think now with the Mario Maker 2 challenging Sticker Star, we can finally say that Sticker Star is out of the tournament. Bye! Okay, so a lot of people are going to struggle with this choice. Me, I think it's actually really obvious, although it does break my heart a little to see one of these go. I really love this game, and that game is Super Mario World, but it's just not Mario Odyssey. It's just not. It's one of those situations where you're taking arguably one of the best 2D Mario games, if not the best, versus the best 3D Mario game. And if you ask me what I prefer, 2D or 3D, it's 3D. So this could have been a finals matchup, to be honest with you, but I'm taking Odyssey. Now, Super Paper Mario versus 3D Land. It's hard because Super Paper Mario has one of the best stories I've ever played in the game. 3D Land has no story. However, the gameplay of 3D Land, a little bit better than Super Paper Mario. So what do I prefer? This might be the nostalgia talking. I guess I am nostalgic for both of these games, but I'm taking Super Paper Mario. This is just... Do I even need to say anything? And I know this is the final two of this side, but this feels easier than expected. It's Mario Odyssey. Okay, now this is really interesting. So we have Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games versus Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. These are both very unpopular games, perhaps some of the most unpopular games of any of these on the list, just because, well, the Wii U wasn't very popular in the first place, and the 3DS version of London 2012, the Olympic Games, it didn't do as well as the Wii game, at least from what I've heard. I could be wrong, but I played the London 2012 Olympic Games on Wii, and that was really fun. In my experience, the Mario and Sonic games on the 3DS just aren't as good as the one on the home console. To be honest, I don't even know if they make them anymore. But Mario Tennis Ultra Smash was actually quite good, even though it was on the Wii U. So I'm going to go ahead and take Mario Tennis here. Alright, Mario Party Superstars versus New Super Mario Bros. New Super Mario Bros. The first game to start it all in the new series. Mario Party Superstars is... I've heard it's okay, but New Super Mario Bros. Takes it. Guys, I mean, okay. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga and Super Mario Party. Look, Super Mario Party is okay. It's a pretty good game. It's just... Superstar Saga is one of the best games of all time. It was good. Okay, I actually have a very, very harsh stance on Mario & Luigi Paper Jam. In my opinion, this is one of the most boring games to ever come out of Nintendo ever. This game is really boring. Really, really boring. Mario Land 2. It might seem boring, but it actually is kind of interesting, alright? I don't know. Some people would take Mario Land 2 over Paper Jam, but I'm not that somebody. So we're moving on Paper Jam for now. Ooh, okay. Mario Maker versus Mario Kart 7. So the original Mario Maker has to be one of the most charming games I've ever played, especially those little costumes you could give in the original Mario Bros. Style. It was really fun. And Mario Kart 7 is one of the more underrated Mario Karts in my opinion. It was good. It was quite good. When I play it now, though, it does kind of feel like a worse version of Mario Kart 8. So for that reason, I'm moving on Mario Maker. Mario Party 5 versus Super Mario Bros. 3. I think it's pretty easy. Super Mario Bros. 3, one of the best 2D platformers of all time. Gotta go with that. Alright, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, which is probably my top 5 favorite games of all time, versus Super Mario Kart, one of the worst Mario Karts ever released. I believe it was the first, so that makes sense. But Super Mario Kart controls like absolute garbage, especially when you compare it to the other games in the series. And Thousand Year Door is the best in its series, so I'm taking it. The original Mario Party versus Mario and Luigi Dream Team. Okay, look, I know there might be some people who are really fond of the original Mario Party. I'm not one of those people, all right? First of all, I think 2 is just better, but I haven't even played that much in the first place. Dream Team, one of the best games on the 3DS, and one of the best Mario and Luigi games in general, so it's pretty easy for me. New Super Luigi U versus Mario Party 10. Mario Party 10 is pretty bad. I don't even want to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Mario Kart Tour versus Mario Party 2. Look, maybe there's some of you who, like Mario Kart Tour. Nah. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time versus Mario Kart Super Circuit. All right, look, Super Circuit, it's not a great game. These early Mario Karts are just not, they don't do it for me. They're not fun to play for me. Partners in Time, though, while it is a little bit of a strange Mario and Luigi game, certainly not the most popular, I like the game. So, Partners in Time. Okay, so we've reached a point in the list where I'm going to start to get a lot of debate in the comments I can feel. Is Super Mario Galaxy 2 better than the original Super Mario 64? Okay, look, guys, I can't pretend to ignore how impactful Super Mario 64 was. Super Mario Galaxy 2, which is arguably better than the original, although some people would disagree. Like, it's just a better game. It controls better, there's more to do. I can't really find a way to get Super Mario 64 past Galaxy 2 here. It's just an unfortunate matchup that it has to be these two in the first round here. I'm taking Galaxy 2. I forgot Dr. Mario was on this list, but yes, it's unfortunately going to meet its end to the best Mario Kart of all time. So now we have Mario Party 9 and Super Mario Land. Both of these games are meh in my book. Super Mario Land is kind of cute to play every now and then. It's a very short game. Mario Party 9 is it's kind of the game that ruined Mario Party, if you ask a lot of people. To be honest, I've still taken Mario Party 9 here. It's just more fun than Mario Land. Okay, this is the game I was waiting for. So Mario and Sonic London 2012 is what I played on the Wii. I didn't play the 3DS game much at all. And yes, I think that the Wii is better than that version. But 3D World is a really good game. And I don't think a Mario and Sonic game can beat 3D World. This is pretty easy for me. I'm taking New Super Mario Bros. Over Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. Again, Superstar Saga is just light years ahead of Paper Jam in terms of overall fun, and it's kind of funny because this is a Game Boy Advance game beating out a 3DS game. Mario Maker versus Super Mario Bros. 3. So this is an interesting one for me. Theoretically, you could recreate pretty much all of Super Mario Bros. 3 in Mario Maker, but then again, it's not Super Mario Bros. 3. It's just the levels. It's like, I don't know. For me, I personally think as a game, if I had to choose to spend money on what one game to play out of these two, I'm taking Mario Maker. It's just a more complete game, and it has a bunch of the elements from Mario 3 that we know and love. As much as I love Mario and Luigi Dream Team, it's not really close to Thousand Year Door in terms of the overall experience. It is a great game. I'm not going to try to take that away from it. Yeah, I just love Thousand Year Door too much, dude. Super Luigi U versus Mario Party 2. Look, some people really love Mario Party 2. And, I agree. It can be really fun, especially if you have a good group of friends with you. Super Luigi U, I think it has a unique aspect to it, which is also really fun to play. And, it's a lot more modern. So, honestly, take your pick with these two. It's just up to your preference of game. I'm not always down for a Mario Party, but I'm also not always down for, a 2D platformer. So, this doesn't really matter that much. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time versus Mario Galaxy 2. All right, look, Mario Galaxy 2 is definitely better than Partners in Time, but Partners in Time is good. It's just Mario Galaxy 2. I don't really have to explain much here, do I? It's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe over Mario Party 9. Okay, this is interesting. So we have 3D World versus Mario Kart 8. So we already have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe ahead in this list, so why would I move Mario Kart 8 ahead if it's just going to lose to the Deluxe version anyway? And to be honest, I think 3D World is probably a better game. Okay, this is hard. This is really, really hard for me. I love both of these games a lot. And to be honest, it's really neck and neck here. I think you can have a fun time with both of these games equally. It's just for me, I feel more of a connection with Superstar Saga, to be really honest with you. So I'm gonna move it ahead, but Super Mario Bros, we won't forget you. Okay, we got Mario Maker versus Thousand Year Door. Look, the Thousand Year Door, it's a really strong game, and so is Mario Maker. But Mario Maker, the original especially, is quite limited into what you can do with the levels, and it comes to a point where you're comparing full experiences of games, you know, when we're trying to figure out, oh, do I want Mario Maker or do I want Thousand Year Door? Some people would certainly take Mario Maker, especially those who haven't played a Thousand Year Door, but this is peak. This is peak gaming right here. My beloved game cannot die to Mario Maker. Even though I love Mario Maker a lot too. It hurts me to get rid of it, but I gotta take Thousand Year Door. Yeah, I'm taking Galaxy 2 here over Super Luigi U. Super Mario Galaxy is just that good. Kind of gets me thinking, was the original Mario Galaxy even on this list? Well, this list is perhaps missing one of the games. Awkward. Well, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe versus 3D World. At this point, I think to myself, what have I played more? And the answer is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This game has stood the test of time way better than 3D World has. And I say this because it's not including Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury, which is a big factor into my decision here. So yeah, I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is just a bit better. Okay, now we have two of my favorite RPGs in general, but also Mario RPGs, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Look, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door has one of the best stories in a Mario game, the battle system is amazing, and the atmosphere is just great. Like, there's very little that a game can do to top this game in terms of atmosphere, but you have no idea how good Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga was. Like, this game revolutionized how I viewed RPGs because it just set such a good baseline for me, even though it's like a Nintendo RPG, so it's not like a real RPG, but it's so good. It's so good, but it's not Thousand Year Door. What can I say? Mario Galaxy 2 versus Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Look, both amazing games. Arguably, either one of these could move on. Personally, I like Mario Galaxy 2 more, but it's close. And let's see what moves on to the final. Mario Galaxy 2 or Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Man, dude, I don't know. It's so strange for me to pick either one of these because I love both of these games so much. Emotionally, I'm probably more attached to Thousand Year Door, but for fun, like just going into the game and playing it whenever, Super Mario Galaxy 2 brings that so much harder. And I don't know if Thousand Year Door has that same appeal to a bunch of different people. Now for me, I see the last two, you know, it's going to be Mario Odyssey versus one of these two games. And which would I rather have in a matchup? Would I rather have Mario Odyssey just instantly win because I think it's a better game than Mario Galaxy 2? I don't think so. I want to put the Thousand Year Door, my favorite Mario RPG, head to head with Mario Odyssey. And here, I think it will become clear to certain demographics of people which they prefer. Do they like the Mario RPG games? Because if they do, then they'll pick Thousand Year Door. But if they like 3D Mario, well, they'll probably pick Mario Odyssey. Here, it's hard to say. The best RPG game versus the best platformer in the series. Which do I pick? I don't know. And to be honest with you, it's neck and neck. It's right here. I could pick up any of these games and play them over and over again. I've beat Thousand Year Door probably 4 times at this point. Mario Odyssey is like one of the most fun games to do like speed runs and challenge runs, and it's so refined. It's one of the best movement systems that I've ever seen in a game. It hurts to do this to Thousand Year Door, which I personally would rank higher than Odyssey in like my top 5 favorite games, but I think what what really brings that Mario experience, it's Odyssey, man. And yeah, that is my bracket. Look, there were some names that were missing on here, I believe. So we have some games like Super Mario Galaxy that just weren't on here. So if we were going to like put them head to head with the other games, I think I probably would have taken Galaxy 2 over Mario Galaxy anyway. I know some of the Mario parties were missing from this, like some of the Mario sports games weren't here, and I think, well, obviously Mario Bros. Wonder wasn't here either. And most of those don't matter except for Wonder. I think Wonder is one of the games that could have certainly made a big run in this tournament. For example, if it was like on like this top left side of the bracket, I think it definitely could have pushed beyond Super Paper Mario. You know, maybe a Super Mario Wonder versus Mario Odyssey situation. I still think Mario Odyssey would have taken that, but that's just a game that wasn't on here because, well, I didn't make the list. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Was my tournament accurate? Do you think I'm a little biased in any way? I think maybe I overrated Thousand Year Door a little, but I like the game a lot. I'll go ahead and leave a link to this bracket if I can in the comments. Well, go ahead and leave me your list. Just tell me what's your favorite Mario game. And yeah, maybe we can have a little debate in the comments. Make sure you please like the video and subscribe. It took a long time to make this. I've been filming for almost an hour now. And look, I just love making content for you guys. We're really pushing up here in the subscriber numbers. Really appreciate y'all. Yeah, you can go ahead and watch any of these videos I put up here. You'll probably like them because I made them. And if you like this, you'll like them. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.